All right. Welcome back, listener, to the Forest Brothers podcast. It's your boy Mutsa Chris down back in the cut with my brother Sangi. What's goody, Sangi?
What's going on, man?
What's going on? Let's also address what's happening here. Listeners, you may notice it's two faces with you today. The brother Mongor is not here. He has flown to the forest, as we like to call it. He's gone back home. So you get to see him back next year, better than ever. Home is always best. So it'll just be me and Samson kicking it today. So hopefully you enjoy that. But just wanted to throw it out there. Sangi, today, this episode, we're going to talk about the episode that everybody has been waiting for.
Hey, man, Spurs, they've been calling for it.
My guy. They've been begging for my blood for this. Like 5-6 people have been like, "Yo, where's that Spurs episode, though?" And I thought today would be the day. Well, for the first 20 minutes of that game, I was like, "Today's the day." I talk about Spurs, but from a winning perspective. I'm like, "You'll see that we beat Chelsea." What you gonna say, nah?
Oh man.
Hey man, and unfortunately, that's not what went down. Spurs did it out. Man, I can't even lie, bro. My head is still on Mars. I honestly can't lie to you. Like, my ears are ringing for like at least 3 hours after that game. Like, I've been in distress.
I feel you. Like that game, it promised so much for Spurs. I mean, at some point, like 20 minutes went in, I feel like I remember like you texted the group like, "Oh, I'm gonna cook y'all tonight." Like, where? And I was like, "Man, this sucks. Arsenal drew, Spurs are winning." And then I remembered, like, oh, this is actually great for Arsenal. Like, these guys are doing us a favor. I was like, yeah, Spurs, let's go. And then you guys do that. I was like, man. Fuck. Now we have to actually compete with Chelsea. That's annoying.
My guy, it's not looking good. But I have a long laundry list of grievances, of things I want to say. And, listener, you're going to have to bear with me as I probably go on a few rants today. First of all, the first thing on the laundry list is Ange out. Get that motherfucker out of my... Get him out. I never want to see the Australian's face in the Premier League ever again. Get him the fuck out of here. I hate him. I'm tired of his ass. Man, I have never seen a manager as stubborn as Ange and Postercoglu. I have never seen a manager who... like, bro, are you even real, bro? Because, for example, when Romero went out, I'm like, okay, we just lost our center back. We're 2 goals up. We're winning the game. No one expected us to be 2 goals up at this point. Cucurella has gifted us 2 goals. Let's take it, protect that 2-goal lead, and we'll be good. Let's at least get to halftime and re-strategize. What does he do? He puts on Dragusin. Shittiest man I've ever seen in my life. I still don't know where they got him from. I didn't want to see that man in my club. The worst signing we've done in a long, long time. And Bissouma is in our team, so that should tell you a lot. Dragusin is fucking horrible. Anyway, when Sancho got the ball where he got it, and if that was Romero would have gotten, like, Sancho would not take that shot that he took today if Romero was still on the pitch. I really believe that, because Dragusin was ball watching the entire time. Like, we could all see what Sancho was going to do. I could literally see that, all right, Sancho is about to, like, get into the spot, and he's going to take a shot from there. I saw Dragusin running alongside him. He's not trying to make a tackle. He's not trying to... I was like, yo, what's going on, bro? If you're going to track him, tackle him, push him, nudge him. I don't fucking know, bro, but just don't run beside him. And that's
it's that fake defending stuff.
Bruh, pissed me the fuck off for real. Like, I'm like, Dragusin... So anyway... My criticism of Ange in that moment was, you see Romero get off. Change tactics. Like, Dragusin is not that guy. Okay, sure, put him in, he's tall. Maybe he's supposed to defend set pieces or whatever, 100%. But this whole highline thing or whatever you went in there thinking you were going to do, change, bro. Like, change what you're going to do, Okay, sure, maybe you didn't have time to say what you wanted to say. It was still... 2-1, I believe, by halftime.
Yeah.
In the dressing room, re-strategize. You have time to re-strategize. Say, all right, guys, Chelsea has been, since we scored the 2 goals, and since Sancho scored, they've been on our ass. It's not looking good. Let's re-strategize, make ourselves more defensive, and maybe we'll put Son to be our counter-attack guy. Okulusevski to be a counter-attack guy when the time comes, but let's be compact. I thought maybe that'll be the message. But what does Ange do? Exactly the same shit. Exactly the same thing that he went in there in the beginning of the game. That's exactly how it went out. What does Chelsea do? The scorer. My God. I don't know, Sanyi. I was flabbergasted, man.
You know, flabbergasted. Man, let me tell you, like, I was, like, the thing about Ange that like, you talk about, like, not changing things. And, you're coming out at halftime, like you're saying, he has a lot of time to, even with his team, because every coach has, like, a whole team of coaches, right? My question is, like, what are you guys analyzing in there? Like, everyone has a tablet. Everyone has all this stuff that they're looking at. You're always talking, like, okay, fine. Ange isn't in the discussion during the game. He's watching the game. But you coaches at the back, like, how is no one pulling him to the side like, yo, my man? Like, just a quick, because, like, it's very, like, if you watch Spurs, it's very obvious, like, how good Spurs are defensively when Romero and Van de Ven are playing. It has to be both, not one or the other. Romero and Van de Ven versus Romero and anyone else, Van de Ven and anyone else, or just anyone else. It's it's a different team, like, defensively. So, like, when that happens, and you've seen the first 20 minutes of the game versus when Romero went off, you know what changed. It's not a secret. Romero went off. That is what changed. Like, Chelsea did not become better. That's what changed. So I feel like as a coach, given your run of form, the personnel out there, the least you can do is just, like, manage the game. Just manage the situation. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, bro, like, what is coaching, right? Coaching is putting the players in the right positions to succeed. Just bare minimum. Like, forget high lines, forget short passing, tiki-taka. No. It's about putting players in the right position so you can win a game of football. That is it. That's bare minimum. And my guy, he's just not doing that right now.
Bruh.
He's not doing it. And you see, like, what killed me actually was, I think it was, like, late 80s. You saw, like, a triple substitution where he's throwing on Matters, he's throwing on...
Bro.
And I'm like...
I thought Matters was injured the entire time. I was like, wait, so you had a holding midfielder the entire time? You had someone you could...
Like, the most creative player at the club. Like, he's been chilling. He's there. But, like, it's like, Ange, like, like, what... Like, I don't understand his decisions sometimes. Like, I understand wanting to play a high line. I understand wanting to play football a certain way, wanting to be entertaining. I get all of that. But, like, sometimes I wonder, like, in his mind, what do these, like, why is he making these decisions? Like, does he objectively think that this is the best way to win? Because obviously, like, I can tell you right now for free, that is not true. This is not the best way to win for Spurs. Like, seriously, like, that like, the way y'all play is the best way to win for Barcelona. It's the best way to win for Man City last year, Liverpool. It's not the best way to win for Spurs. Spurs could use, like, some variety because we
don't have the facilities.
Yeah, exactly. You have Solanke up top, who's good, but he is Solanke at the end of the day. You have an aging Son on the left wing. You have Kulusevski, who's literally Cristiano 1 week, and he is a League 2 player the second week. Like, I saw Kulusevski against Man City, the way he was muscling people and dribbling past them, taking on, like, 3 players at a time. And then I saw him against Bournemouth, and I was like, the guy I saw against Bournemouth cannot get into the Bournemouth team. Like, that's how bad he was. So he's inconsistent. And you just have these guys who, like, you have to just play to their strengths. You have to, and I don't think Ange gets that. And I'm surprised because I feel like this is enough time that as a coach, you should understand what your players are capable of.
By now, he should understand.
It's been like a year and a year and a half. Come on, man.
The thing that you just brought about Matters, like, it's also, like, triggered me because Sarr was having a stinker today. Bissouma I can understand, okay, you're the CDM. But Sarr? Okay, halftime, get Sarr out, put Madders in. Madders is on the fucking bench, bro. Chuck him in. Son right now is looking dangerous. Solanke is actually looking good. People are doing what they can. Chuck Matters in, bro. Like, I understand when I give him a break, like, because Matters, I think, played, was in midweek when we lost to
Bournemouth.
That was a Bournemouth game. I know that was a tough game. Sure. Give him a little rest. But you see what's happening. Like, you can tell that, okay, we need some creativity here because Chelsea looked vulnerable. Chelsea actually looked very vulnerable today. Like, the positions that, by the halftime, Spurs could have actually scored 2 more goals.
Yeah.
It could have actually been 4-1. Like, if Spurs were clinical in what they were trying to do, there were so many moments I was like, that should be a goal. That right there should be a goal.
Mm-hmm.
Fucked it. That right there should be a goal. Fucked it. Didn't do shit. And I'm like, yo. So, I don't know, man. This is what I'm saying. But anyway, continue saying.
Yeah, man. And also, okay, the other thing we can talk about is just the way, like, team selection is one thing.
Yeah.
So I actually don't think 2 DMs in itself is an issue because a lot of teams set up with 2 DMs, Sarr and Bissouma, right? But the issue is one of Spurs' DMs, because this is how he plays it. He plays like a 4-3-3, right? And the DM holds, and then the 2 8s push so far up that they're basically 2 10s, right? And again, I get that too. But he had Kulusevski being one of the 8s, and the other 8 was Sarr. And I'm like, there's no way. Like, he keeps doing this. He's done this all year, where the balance of the midfield will just be wrong. Like, for example, when Bentancur was available, you guys were playing Bentancur as the deepest one. Then you'd play Madison and Kulusevski. Like, these are 2 cams and this is an 8. No one is defending in this 3. And then today you have a traditional defensive midfielder, another traditional defensive midfielder, and technically a winger. And it's like these guys are not the guys you go to when you're trying to play make, Ange. Like, there's no natural 10 here, bro. Like, you're asking O's to do things that is just unfamiliar to them. Like, Sarr does not belong in anyone's box. Like, he doesn't. That's not what he does. It's not what he's good at. No. And I'm like, you can't keep just asking people to do certain things in big moments and just be surprised that it doesn't work out. Like, put players in the right positions, bro. Just simple as that. Like, it doesn't have to be this hard. It doesn't have to be this much of a struggle because you can see that Spurs is actually a decent team. Like, you guys, like you said before, you guys were creating a lot of chances. It was looking good. But, you know, you kind of let yourselves down sometimes because, number 1, personnel, number 2, tactics. And it's just like, man, like, if there was just a bit more balance here, you know, like, this is a 4-1 waiting to happen. This is a 4-2 waiting to happen. Because, I mean, Chelsea, as much as they played well, 2 pens.
My guy.
It's two
pens was diabolical. 2 pens was diabolical.
You've lost 4-3, but they got 2 pens. And by the way, one of the goals they scored was also scored by Enzo Fernandez. I'm counting that as a pen because there's no way. There's just no way, man. If you're a competent team, there's no way Enzo Fernandez should be scoring the goal he scored because he was just open. He was just by himself, and he put that in the bottom corner. And I was like, come on. Come on.
I think that's the goal that actually hurt me so much because right before that happened, literally, Son missed a sitter. It could have been us 3-2. Son is up there. I'm like, all right, Sonny boy. Udogie has left it. Chelsea have fell asleep. They're not playing to the whistle. The ref is not blowing the whistle to say it's offside. Udogie is smart enough not to touch it. Son is pacing. He got it. He's running in. I'm like, all right, Sonny boy. My guy, like, yes, let's like, come on. And bro, I was off my seat. I was like, come on, Sonny boy. I was shouting, and then I see Werner in the middle. I was like, all right, he's either gonna shoot or he's gonna pass to Werner.
Yeah,
Werner is free in the middle of the box, Everyone is concentrating on Son to take a shot. All he has to do is slide it to Werner, and it's the easiest tap in the fucking world. Even Werner would never miss that. I was like, this is a surefire goal. What does he do? He misses. And I could not believe my eyes. I could not be. I'm sick of it. You know what? I've never been sick of Son in my life. I love Sonny Boy, but I'm fucking sick. Sick to my stomach. Sick. I'm probably staying away from sushi for the next 2 months.
Okay.
That's how sick of Son I am right now. I'm sick. I'm absolutely sick. So I'm just like, yo, man. If I was Werner, I have to go and beat him up.
Yeah.
I actually have to go and beat him up.
Hands have to be thrown.
No, you have to actually throw hands. Like that's a hands thrown moment right there. Because what are you doing, son? That's our moment. And then from that to transition to Enzo scoring, and now it's 3-2.
Yeah,
my guy, it's
not great.
I was finished. I was completely finished. Like the expletives I was shouting in the house, I thought maybe the neighbors would be like, is your wife okay? Like that's how I was like. I was like, someone's gonna knock and think someone's getting abused in this house. That's how bad I was. Like shouting at the TV. Like I was like, if someone, no context, someone will be scared. They'll call the cops and be like, hey, there's something ain't right in that house. So, hey man, this is why, like, for me, Ange needs to go out. Like, Ange needs to literally be fired. And I can be sympathetic because we've had a lot of managers over the years, but Ange, number one, he's a little arrogant.
Yeah,
he's rigid. He makes comments like, "I win a trophy my second season." Like, you haven't done anything to show us that. Sure, we've had pockets of time where it's like, all right, we're good, but we've all seen how inconsistent the team is. Like, today was a perfect example of we can be really, really good. We can be really, really terrible. Yeah. Like, we were 2-0 up, and I was like, we could probably still lose this. And we lost. And so it's just that thing that I keep saying, and I've been saying this for like the longest time. You just never know which Spurs is gonna turn up. You're either gonna see a Spurs that beats Man City 4-1 and we're on top of our shit and everything's flowing, or we're gonna see a Spurs that could not even hold a pass against Cresswell City or some shit, or like against a League 5 team. Even I could be in there. So it's just things like that where I'm like, Ange, there's no way. I don't know where you learned how to manage football games, but this is not it for you, my brother. And people keep saying, oh, who's on the market? You get rid of Ange, who's on the market? Zinedine Zidane is out there, I think. I don't think he'll ever come.
He's hanging out there.
He's hanging out there. I'll even take Graham fucking Potter. Because you know what Graham is good at? Graham is good at consistency. Chelsea were consistently drawing games for a long time because of Potter. And I was like, you know what? Like, hey, you all are not losing. At least I just want the consistency. I just want the safe. I don't even care if we win all again. Let's be consistent. And I think Graham can bring that consistency to Spurs. I think he'll be good at that. Even if Southgate, I hate Southgate, but like people say he's out there as well. Listen, if Southgate wants to pull up on us and finish off the season, I'll honestly not be mad at that either, because Southgate knows, I feel like, how to kind of, we're sitting with England, but I feel like I want to see Southgate when an actual team is working with every week and maybe give him the time to figure shit out. Like, I'm sure he could cook for us. We might not be the best out there, but I'm sure we can finish the season on a clean 7th.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, and I think that's the thing about Ange. It's like, for example, you look at teams like Fulham, teams like Brighton, teams like Aston Villa, even Newcastle, I'll throw them in there. Where it's like, on paper, you can say that Spurs is better than all those teams.
Yeah.
But do you trust Spurs to win a difficult game? Like, if Spurs goes 2-0 up, do you trust them? Actually, let me even give you this. If Spurs is 3-0 up against a good team, do you trust them to finish that game and win that game the way you would trust Brighton, Aston Villa, Newcastle, and Fulham currently? And my answer is no. Like, I trust those other teams. Team. Yeah, even against a bad team.
Nah, we're not doing it.
And that's just like, that's where, like, I'm not Ange out yet, because I still feel like, Okay, I don't even know. I'm still.
Yeah. I mean, you want us to suffer. That's why. That's why you're still not Ange.
It's okay. It's not. I mean, a little bit, yes, but it's also like I've seen you guys like play really well. Like like he's cooked. Like some games, he's like Man City 4-0. Like he cooked there. I was like, wow, 4-0 Man City. Obviously, Man City won a horrible run, but still, Aston Villa 4-1. I was like, damn, he cooked there. Last season, the moment I was like, damn, he cooked. Like there was like a run you were on, like I think 10 games.
In the very beginning.
I was like, wow, okay, there's something going on here. But then, it's just this thing of like, my guy, if you cannot get over the line in certain games, like we already see coaches in this same league under the same pressures as you in worse situations, like Marco Silva, the Brighton guy, I forget his name, Eddie Howe, Unai Emery. I have seen them play very attacking football, and I've seen them just close shit up. Like if they can do it, bro, and the Brian Hertzler, I think is his name. He has a philosophy. Like he has a certain way he wants his team to play. But my guy, do you want points or not? Like, come on. This is your job, bro. Your job is to get points. It's not to look pretty. Like, bro. That's my main criticism. But I still think I don't know what the solution is. I don't know whether the solution is he sits down with Levy or something, and Levy's like, "Yo, my guy."
Both of them out, Sangi. There's no sitting down. I want to see both of them gone. I want to see both of them gone. Like this is the thing. Ange out, Levy. Like we've been wanting Levy out for the longest time. Like that man does not care about us. He just cares about dividends for the investors. That's what he cares about the most. NFL playing at the Tottenham Stadium. That's what he cares about. Beyonce singing at the stadium. That's what he cares about. Spurs and where we end up in the table, he does not give a single fuck about. That's not what he's... And you know what? It's time. Like, if we cannot do a single thing with Jose Mourinho, Antonio Conte, those are the two world-class managers. Yeah. And both those managers couldn't last more than a year and a half at Spurs. Antonio Conte, on his way out, he was saying, this club... it's never going to work out. I remember that rant. I remember him going in and he was like, yeah, nah. It's the players, sure, but it's also like everything else. This is just a shit institution. And this institution will not win shit ever if it keeps going the way it is. And the reason why it's going the way it is because of Daniel fucking Levy. And I'm telling you, man, I feel like at some point, just self-introspect. I know it's your job. I know you're making hundreds of millions of dollars, whatever you're doing. I know you're successful, but my guy, you're old. Take your money, go somewhere else. Just, if you really care about the club, please just leave us alone, man. Like, let someone else take a chance. You know what? Don't even leave Spurs Club. Relinquish the reins. Give someone else the opportunity to actually, focus on the club. Because no big player is ever going to sign for Spurs knowing what's happening. Because even our wages are some of the lowest in the I think our wages might even be the lowest in the top 6.
Yeah, you guys.
Spurs wages are absolutely horrible.
Yeah,
they're horrible. So you're not gonna attract big talent because our wages are so low, and there's no promise of any title winnings. And we're a laughingstock. We're a fucking joke. Like we had Harry Kane and we didn't win anything. And Harry Kane is amongst the top players in football. So any regular player is not gonna be like, all right, if Harry Kane can hack it here, and Antonio couldn't hack it here, Jose Mourinho couldn't hack it here.
I mean, to be fair, in fact, you guys have had some stars. Like you've had before Harry Kane, there was Gareth Bale,
Modric.
There was Modric.
Walker.
There was Walker. There was Walker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there was some guys, Dembele, people, like a lot of players who played the game swear that Dembele is one of the best players they've ever seen. And, that team, it got to the UCL final, but we all saw how that went. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, yeah, I think you're right, man. Like, Levy, he has to go because another thing I saw today at the game was whenever there was a corner, the fans throwing stuff on the stadium. Yeah, I'm sorry, that doesn't happen at a well-run football club.
I didn't understand that. I was like, why are you guys doing this? Even when we were on that side, they were still throwing shit.
Yeah,
I was like, yeah.
It's like those guys were behaving like they are a non-league team. Like this stadium costs like what? I don't know how much it costs, like hundreds of millions, right? Like this is like I think the biggest one of the biggest stadiums in London. It's probably only behind Wembley.
Isn't it the most advanced even?
Yeah, I think so. Like it's newer than the Emirates, and it's like it's top of the line. But these guys are rocking up in there like like it's just some random park. Like, and that's not by
Discontent with that.
accident. Like that. I feel like that comes from the leadership. I feel like most clubs that are at Spurs' level don't tolerate stuff like that. Like there would be lifetime bans for people immediately because, like, yo, my guy, you are number one, you're embarrassing us. Number two, they were actually slowing down the game. Like, what I mean? There was a point in time the referee had to stop the game so they could wait for them to stop throwing things. And it's like, guys, like, like, what are we doing here, man?
It was embarrassing.
So it's just like, I think Levy has to go, and that whole culture around the club has to be changed because, like, it's just hard as a player. Like, you're already having a bad day, right? Imagine being a player being Solanke, the only player who I think in this team you can't really criticize too much because we saw his quality last year and we see what he can do this year, even when things around him aren't going well. But you must wonder what he's thinking. Like, you're playing at home, you're losing the game now. You are up 2, now you're losing. You see your fans throwing shit at your players and your teammates when you're taking a corner. Like, the referee is trying to control the game, he can't. Your manager is subbing on people who shouldn't be on the pitch.
Bentancur insulting Son.
Oh,
Now
my
he's
God.
also banned. This, that.
You just
Daniel Levy gifting O's second. Oh, well done for getting to the final. The watches.
Right, yeah, that story came out a few weeks ago. And it's like, man, like, no wonder. Like, I feel like some of the players, like, it gets like they saw that stuff happening with the fans and they're just like, man, what the hell am I right now, bro? Like, what am I doing here, bro? Like, I don't, like, this sucks. Like, this objectively sucks. No one would like to be in that position. So, yeah, man, whole culture.
The culture at Tottenham is honestly, it's very horrible. And we have the personnel. Like, I feel like if there was a bit more seriousness at Spurs, we could actually do something.
Yeah.
But we just need to stop the culture of Spursy, man. I don't know what it's going to take, but Levy and Spursy are very synonymous. Levy leaves, I think the Spursy curse decreases just a little bit. I think we start to wean ourselves off that curse just a little bit more. And I don't know. And I know Dan Ashworth just left Man United. So listen, if he was to come through, and I don't know if his position would replace Levy's. I don't think so. But if it's like Dan Ashworth comes in, Levy leaves, someone else like works with him, in 2 seasons I feel like it could be impressive. Yeah. Like maybe by then, I don't even know if I rate Dan Ashworth or not. Like, I don't know what he's done. I don't know why he gets all the hype. Like, I don't know exactly if he has the sauce or not.
I think he's just like one of those like transfer guys, right? So like the way Edu gets hype was like he made some transfers, he brought some people in, he's like a skilled negotiator or something like that. I was actually reading about why he got sacked at United, and aside from people not agreeing with his transfers, apparently there's like a new guy called Omar Barada. I think he's the CEO. Dan Ashworth was the director of football. Apparently those two just clashed. So Dan Ashworth wanted Southgate to come in. The other guy wanted Ruben. And yeah, more and more people are just like, man, this Dan Ashworth guy, like, are we sure? Is he? Do we know what he's talking about? So, but I feel like anything would be better than Levy at this point. And I feel for Spurs because I feel like Levy is one of the hardest people to get rid of because I think in the Spurs ownership thing, obviously it's Levy and the board, but then there's like a family, I believe, that owns like a huge percentage of Spurs.
Oh.
Like they own like somewhere in the 30%, like somewhere there. and they have like a representative on the board. And I think Levy and that guy are like very tight. Like him and Levy are like, yo, like that's my dog. Like that's my, So for Levy to leave, like that relationship has to deteriorate like significantly.
Again, I'm not even saying he has to leave his role or like leave the club or not be involved in other things. Like for me, if Levy took care of the other stuff that makes the club money, sure. Like, but just leave the football alone. That's what I'm saying. Like, handle NFL, handle concerts, handle other stuff, handle the money making aspect, handle the stock. I don't care. Handle all that stuff, fair and fine. But leave the football side of it to somebody else to handle. I'll be more than okay with that. And that's all.
I mean, I always do say leave the football before the football leaves you. This brother never had the football.
Nah. We were just a business to him. And that's the thing that's killing us. Like, there's really no culture at Spurs. But, so, as we're wrapping up the pod, I don't want to ramble on Spurs too much. I just have to call out one specific guy that I truly, truly hate. And that is Yves Bissouma. You motherfucker. Yves Bissouma. Oh, you know what pissed me off?
Yeah.
We could have been on a counterattack. He could just have made a simple pass to somebody, and they were handling our business. Like, we won the transition. What does he do? He loses the ball and try to do something complicated. He lost the ball. As he lost the ball, Chelsea then transitioned the ball. Now they get into the box. I guess Bissouma feels bad about losing the ball. He now runs into the box. And what does he do? He throws his legs inside the fucking box on Caicedo. And I'm like, motherfucker, what are you, bro? What are you doing? What are you, my guy?
That was but actually both pens were nasty, but that one was especially disgusting. Because he lost the ball first, and it's like,
my guy, I'm like, and the thing is, he lost the ball. It was like opposite ends. It's not like he lost the ball like right near the box.
Yeah,
he lost the ball way over there. He ran from way over there to over here and still made that fucking ass tackle. And I'm like, Bissouma, my guy, like, I almost chucked the phone at the TV. I almost crashed out. Like, if that was gonna be a Musa crash out, that was the moment that I almost crashed out.
I mean, that was valid. That was like the way he flew in there. Like, you would have thought, like, this man knows he's getting it. Like,
and it was unnecessary. Because I think it was Caicedo. Caicedo's been like getting away. Like, all Bissouma had to do was just guide him and like let him get out of the box. Like, just let him either cross it in or play him out for a corner. Yeah. Like, that's all he had to do. He didn't have to fly in there like that.
At best, he's turning around.
Yeah, at best, exactly. So it was very unnecessary.
Yeah, as soon as I saw like the tackle go, like I actually thought it was Udogie making the tackle. That's why, because it made sense in my mind that Udogie would make a tackle like that, because I think I've seen him do something like that, and I'm like, oh shit, Udogie's about to win this. But then I was like, oh shit, Udogie missed that one. And then I look closer, I'm like, oh shit, that's that man.
It also took me a second. It took me a second to realize that was Bissouma, because I also thought it was Udogie, actually. I was like, Udogie, what the fuck are you doing, bro? And then I'm like, Bissouma? Didn't you just... Yeah. I think I had like a little brain fuzzle. Like, I had a little wait. Didn't you just lose the ball over there? How the hell are you here making that... It took me a moment to be like, what? Yeah. And then I almost crashed out after I realized.
Ridiculous, man. Absolutely ridiculous. Like, if he doesn't get a fine for that, bro, like, always need a fine for that.
No. That should honestly be a finable offense. Like, he cost us that game because of that mistake. Wasn't that, what score was that? That was the...
I would say that's
what caused the penalty. That was Palmer's first penalty.
So that was 2-2?
That was 2-2. Yeah. That was 2-2.
Actually, that makes it fireable. Like, number one, you lose the ball, you make the tackle, you bring us back level, bro. Oh my days. The game's not even in jeopardy.
Nah. This is like deep in the second half. We're doing well. Like, this is not like
you're hanging 60th on.
Minute. Yeah, bro, we're hanging on. So yeah, man. I was very upset by that, and I just couldn't understand the decision making of doing that. And then, of course, Sarr's penalty as well on Palmer. Palmer's literally running away from the fucking
Yeah, that
like
was shit.
like why are you tackling him from there? He's not. He's going away. He's about to turn and do something else. Why are you on him? Like, come on, bro.
Honestly,
So
it's one of those things. Like, if you just got like caught up to Palmer and just stood there, Palmer would have kept going.
my guy, he was going there already.
Like you didn't have to stop him. Like he was leaving the box, bro. You don't have to.
I actually thought Palmer like dove, like he just hit a little at
Yeah.
first, but then I looked at it back and I was like, "Yo, what are you? Why are you so close to him? Why are you? What are you, sir?" I'm telling you, the crash out today was so imminent. I'm so happy that no one else is in the house to see me like go through the motions, because the crash out was gonna be crazy. Like, like what those guys were doing, and then what even made me angrier was Son scoring in the 96th minute.
Yeah.
That really pissed me off as well. I'm like, what's the point of that? I can understand chasing the game, but you had a stick. You had an opportunity to actually do this way earlier. Why are you scoring now, bro? What's the point? Like, that shot wasn't even gonna, like, there was so many people in the box. Like, that goal was even harder than the goal he should have scored earlier.
Yeah.
And so, man, I honestly didn't even know what to say, Sanyi. Like I think it has to be the Spursiest game I've ever watched. Like, and I really truly hate Chelsea. I truly hate Palmer for that Panenka. Like,
That was nasty.
and Panenka is so disrespectful in this climate, man. Like,
They did not have to do that.
no, he didn't. He really did not have to do that. Like, bro, why? Like, just just kick it like a normal person. Like, that was such a dick move, bro. And I'm like, that's so unnecessary. Like, I actually for the first time, I think it was last week, I was actually like, Palmer's a good player. He's a good guy. Like, I'm starting to turn. I don't know if you saw the messages. I was like, you know what? Now I'm just like, yeah, fuck that guy. I hated Chelsea for what they did. Was it last season when they beat us, when we lost Romero and Van de Ven and got 2 red cards, and what they did to us? Like, my hate for Chelsea like came back to life, because I stopped hating Chelsea for a little bit because they were shit. But that game reignited the hate. It was simmering down a little bit, but now it's like back in full force. Like, fuck Chelsea, fuck Palmer, fuck Maresca, fuck all of them. Like, fuck all of them, bro. Like, I truly hate that whole team. Like, I don't know, man. But I don't know if there's anything left with Spurs. Like, I feel like
That's it. Levy out. Ange, get your shit together. Like,
Ange out, Sonny. Ange out.
Ange out then. All right, Ange out. Son, stop apologizing and just be a captain. Like, my guy.
Bro, the apologies are also pissing me the fuck off. Like,
do your job.
It's the same characters apologizing. It's the same mistakes. Stop.
Just enough, bro.
Just keep quiet.
Yeah, man.
Just say it was a shit game and we keep it pushing. Like, we know it was, like, don't apologize to us, bro. We're tired. Tell your damn apologies. Caicedo should have been off, but people don't believe that.
I mean, that is actually one where, like, I feel like Spurs have a case, because I have seen those given, but it wasn't. And then obviously, what's his name? Lavia ends up going off at halftime. He was also in the middle of that whole little thing. But yeah, I've seen those given. Like, I felt it was he got away with one there.
Yeah, he did.
So
he should have been off.
Yeah, it's tough.
He should have been off. So that makes it one win in 7 for Spurs.
And actually, I think it's 2 in 7.
Well, I think in the Premier League, I don't know if we're counting like Europa, but like in the Premier League, I think it's like 1 win in 7.
Yeah, 1 in 7.
And we currently sit 11th in the Premier League. It's been 15 games. I don't remember the last time we were ever this low in the table. We're usually like around the 7-6 mark. So this is really bad.
Honestly, y'all are starting to look a lot like Manchester United right now.
Man. And that's deplorable.
Yeah. I mean, they had Ten Hag for most of the season, like for all but 3 games they've had Ten Hag in there. You guys have had Ange, and
The entire time.
you had the summer window. You have a year with the same man. Like, yeah,
It's disgusting.
yeah, it really is.
It's really disgusting. Is there anything? Have I done Spurs justice, Sangi? I feel like I've really shut on my team today. I'm a fan that loves to keep my team and myself accountable. I don't like to just be on some so we're still gonna no. Like when there are problems, I talk about the problems.
Right.
And I want the fans out there to feel like we have adequately. Well, there's this game and the other games that we've just been terrible in, but I think all those things also tie into this game. Is there anything else that you feel like is left when it comes to Spurs? Have we done the episode justice?
Hey man, I think yeah, Ange out, Levy out. Yeah, I think that's about it. The team's in 11th. Yeah, get them out, man. Get them out. Start afresh. I would go as far as to say just demolish the stadium and start over because I don't even think y'all even like the stadium, to be honest.
Hey man, it is what it is for that stadium.
I don't think y'all. Yeah, I feel like y'all are like that kid who gets gifted like the rich kid, right? Who gets gifted like all the expensive shit, and all they want to do is spend time with their dad. So,
Richie Rich, that's the Richie Rich story,
like
right?
that's who y'all are. You have these nice facilities. Every now and then you have some world class players, but really all you need is just a good culture at the club, man. You just need
trophy.
a trophy, a good manager, a good CEO. Just good vibes is all you're looking for, but you just keep getting like these meaningless gifts. And it's just like, and it's showing. You hate the gifts. You throwing toilet paper on the pitch. It's man, tear it all down, man. Start over.
I'll be fine with that. I'll be honestly fine with that. Well, if you feel satisfied, and I mean you are the perfect person to have this episode with because you are an Arsenal man.
Yeah,
so everything that's been happening at Spurs, you're the perfect person to be like, wait a minute, there's a crack over here. So if you feel satisfied, listener, I hope you are satisfied as well because it's been a tough time being a Spurs fan, and this is probably the closest I've been to crashing out over a team, and that should speak volumes. So I think we'll leave it at that, and we'll pick it up again. If I left anything out, please do comment in the give us your comments if there's anything you feel like there's more of. But with that, listener, I think we've held you long enough for this episode. We appreciate your time. Sangi, any last words, my guy?
Cook this man in the comments. Come for him. Oh my God. This is the time, dear listener. Let it rip. Oh my days.
Let it rip. Anyway, and with that, listener, we appreciate you and we will catch you on the next one. Peace out.
Later.